Hey planner friends, how's it going? Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Ryan and this is A Man with the Plans. And now you're probably gonna say, well, you already did your budget, what happened? And I will just tell you that with everything happening here in the world right now, sometimes you need to respond a little bit differently. And so because my work location, and I brought all of my monitors home from my office, has taken over my normal filming spot, I'm using my coffee table. For those of you that have been A Man with the Plans fans, so many rhymes there, at the beginning you will remember this coffee table from my very first videos and for the first large portion of the content from the way back in the day. So we're back here. I tried filming this morning in a different area trying to get the best light, and it only caused a ton of problems. So instead, what I'm going to do here is walk through the budget in a sort of quick and dirty fashion. I will just tell you right now that I used this adorable Erin Condren sticker sheet with some fun festive colors for April. And then of course I used some different dual tip markers here as usual to kind of keep things moving. The other thing that I will also just let you know really quickly, for those of you that are new here, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Go ahead and click that red subscribe button so you can see all of this fun content in your feed as soon as it's published. And don't forget about the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I publish a new video. I want to just talk quickly before I get too much into this, and we'll walk in detail about something that's changing in my budget going into this month and beyond. Because of all of the uncertainty that's happening in the world right now, I classify this as storm mode, right? Dave Ramsey talks about that in depth. And so I made the difficult decision to put my Snowball on hold or pause for the meantime. So what that means is that I will be making just the minimum payments on everything for now, and then I will be saving all of the money that I normally would have put to debt and just leaving it aside. I don't know if I'll use it. I don't know if I'll ever need it. I just know that I will feel so much better having that peace of mind that there's an additional savings involved and I have some money at hand if something does happen to my job status or anything else that could come up. It's one of those things that I thought a lot on, particularly around the fact that I am 1,000 miles away from any nearest relative. A lot of this is all on my own, and as much as they would want to come help if they needed to, travel is really limited. And it just became something where I would feel so much better knowing that I have this money waiting for me. So my intent moving forward is that anything that I have left over will be transferred into my savings account. And then once everything settles down, whenever that is, because of the uncertainty of the times and how long this will take, once everything does settle back down, I will take that money, put it towards my student loan, and go back down to my $1,000 emergency fund. But until then, I just feel like the best way to do this is to stockpile some cash, and that's my decision. So I know some people will say, you know, if you don't have any uncertainty around your job right now, you should keep doing this. But I needed to make this call for myself, and I feel really good about my decision. So there's really not much else to say. I just wanted to be transparent with all of you as we go through this process. What I'll do is I'll zoom in on the first page. We'll kind of walk through my estimated income outgo, and we'll talk a little bit about where I'm at with my student loans, and then sort of wrap up the video. So without further ado, let's hit the zoom in button, shall we? Whee! Okay, there we go. So we've got my April budget, and I'm just loving these fun colors. I think it is so great, and I feel like this is such a fun, festive way to be managing all of this. So anyway, walking through here, I've got both my paychecks estimated at $1,980. I will just tell you that I've been called up for our emergency response work here, and so I have been racking up some additional overtime for that, so we'll see if those things start to change. Generally, the way that I like to do it for variable things like income and my variable expenses is I have my estimated, my actual, and then my difference. I'm just weird and I like to track those types of things. So I've got paycheck 1 and paycheck 2. They're pretty much averaged out at this point. The next thing is my side hustle. While I had estimated a lot of income for my side hustle in the month of March, I think because of my capacity with my current workload here and how everything has shifted in sort of the way that I'm working, I'm okay with pulling back a little bit on my side hustle at the moment. So we've dropped that down to $500 after taxes. A little bit about my side hustle. I am an integrator for Team HeyGenKC. I will leave a link to Team HeyGenKC down below so that you can go ahead and see all of the fun things there. that we're up to. There's the Inner Boss podcast. There's a whole bunch of other things, including our online course, Programs That Profit, that is absolutely fantastic, and all of the work around group coaching and our mastermind. If you have any questions about that, you can go ahead and check that down below. So anyway, I'm an online integrator, which is like a project manager for that. I estimate around $500. If I get a lot of work done and we do a lot of things, you know, great. If not, that sounds like a pretty great base. The next thing is what's called a transfer. So my parents and I made an agreement way back in the day when I went off to college that they would pay for my student loans. They'd pay for half of them if I went to state school. And so they'd pay for undergrad. I decided to go to graduate school. So basically we took half of the amount for the payment every month, and that's $300. So my mom every month transfers that over to me as part of our agreement to pay those off. The nice thing is that, you know, by the fact that I'm using the Snowball method, I'm really paying them off faster than I would have, so hopefully I won't actually need to worry about this transfer for very much longer. Crossing my fingers that 2020 is the year that I am debt-free. Woohoo! So yeah, total income though for the month estimated is $4,760. For me, that's just going to be really, really useful. If there's more than that, I am very, very grateful. My hope is also that because we're all at home, not really doing a lot, that there won't be a whole host of unintended expenses. I'm trying really hard not to like get Hulu with live TV or all those other things. I'm trying to be very, very good this month. So let's move along here to the fixed expenses. Now, a fixed expense is for me an item that is not going to change from month to month. So basically things like a rental agreement, your car insurance rate that only changes once a year, your internet, again, based on a contract or something like that. Those are all things that I like to leave here, and they don't ever really change. So the first one I have here is my rent, which is at $1,525 per month. For those of you that don't know, I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's a one-income household. It's just me and my apartment. And the beauty of it is I get to walk to work every day, and it's very convenient. However, as you can see, it's a little bit expensive. The next thing is my parking. We have an underground secure heated lot, which is so convenient, especially for the Minnesota winter. That's $125, and it's worth its weight in gold because I have not had to de-ice my car at all this year, which has been such a luxury. The next thing is my car insurance, which is currently at $92 a month, and that's through State Farm. Moving along, we also have my sinking funds, which are in a Capital One 360 account. Those are interest bearing. I have a link down below if you want to go ahead and check out Capital One. I use it because, you know, you can actually like bullet out all different accounts for your sinking funds. So I use this, and we can talk a little bit more about my current balance of my sinking funds. With everything that's changing this year in terms of cancellations and stuff, I'm actually wondering if I should sort of slow down how much I've been adding to that, because I'm not sure I'm going to be traveling as much, and there's going to be some things that I don't need to spend money on, so I'm wondering if I can reallocate some of that towards my Snowball. Who knows? We'll kind of wait and see. The next thing is my internet, which is CenturyLink, and that's at $79.95. And then last but not least is my student loan minimums. So my actual minimum payment I think is like $461.35. However, I took sort of all of the different Snowball payments and added them in here, and this is basically my minimum payment. I'm committed to continuing to pay that, so while not all progress is stopped, I'm slowing down my Snowball, but I'm still making my required minimums. The funny thing is that I'm paid ahead by like a year and a half at this point, so my next payment technically isn't really due until I think sometime in 2021, but I just would rather be safe than sorry, so I'll be contributing $808.35. When you add all that up, my total comes to $2,910.35. Not too shabby, and leaves quite a bit of wiggle room there with my total income. So the next thing I have here, after my little teal divider, is variable expenses. These are things that tend to fluctuate based on how the month goes. So the first one is gas. I don't anticipate going very far. All we're really allowed to do at this point here in Minnesota due to the stay-at-home order is basic necessities, groceries, and that's about it. I think I'm gonna start running again in the mornings to try to keep my activity up. But other than that, I don't anticipate a lot of driving, so $30 worth of gas, which is one full tank for my car. Actually, because of how cheap gas has gotten right now, it might even be less than that. We'll fill my tank pretty easily. So I'm hoping that I can stay under with that. The next one is groceries. I will just tell you, I panic bought when I got back from my trip to San Diego for work. So I overspent on groceries on stuff that's not necessarily totally healthy, and I have enough coffee for the next maybe 6 months of my life. So I inflated this a bit more than I think I need to. 350 seems like quite a lot. However, if I'm not eating out at all and I'm gonna be relying on stuff, that number will go up from the norm. So hopefully we come in under budget on that, fingers crossed. The next one is restaurant. I have that set at $50. And while most restaurants, we're not allowed to go physically to them and relax and hang out, I do want to support local business. So I'm trying to, at least once a week, try to order something out so that I can be able to continue to support the local businesses around here. That's kind of just my MO. The next thing is personal. So that includes all cleaning supplies, household supplies like garbage bags and all those fun things. I need to figure out how to get a haircut at some point because I'm going to start looking pretty scruffy. But you know, stuff like that falls into personal. The next thing is Xcel Energy, which is my sort of heat and gas energy. I'm hoping it stays pretty low at $40. We're moving into April, the weather's starting to get a little bit nice, but also knowing Minnesota, there might be a secret snowstorm in here at some point. Winter always likes to hang on and fight back one last time before we move into spring and summer. So we'll see. And then UMS is my water, sewer, and trash, which is at $35. So when you add all of that up, my anticipated variable expenses for the month of April is going to be $655. Flipping over here to the other side, we've got a little bit of math here. So we've got my income at $4,760. We've got my fixed expenses at $2,910.35. And we've got my variable expenses at $655. So you add both of these up, subtract it from this guy up here, and your remainder here, normally would go to my Snowball, is $1,194.45, which we are going to just move into my savings account for now and sort of just add that cushion, which I think makes the most sense for me at this point. The next thing here, I added my starting balance for my student loan for the month of April. As of today, April 1st, it's $12,267.96. So we will go ahead and just leave that there. With the minimum payment will be right at around $11,000 and some change, so that's good. And then the last thing here is my sinking fund. I decided not to break them out as I usually do, but my total sinking fund amount right now is $2,341.88. With all of the travel that I had planned and all of the things that I thought were going to be happening this year that are likely going to be on hold, I have a flight to Go Wild that is now postponed, and then my cousin's wedding and a whole bunch of other things that I had planned. It looks like I might not need all of this. We're going to leave it in there and let it do its thing, but whether this becomes an early start to my emergency fund, whether we be able to pull some of that out moving forward, we'll just kind of wait and see. But the nice part is that this is another additional cushion that makes me feel better in such a time of uncertainty. I've got some, certainty here with that amount as well, because that'll cover most of my expenses if I had to go right down to bare bones. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm going to continue to contribute the $280 in there. I think it's been really important for me to do that. So that's going to wrap up this week's budget, this month's budget. Just wanted to share this with you and be transparent. I know that in times of uncertainty, there's all sorts of explanations or suggestions around what to do and where things should go and how you should focus, and this is sort of my path. I'm curious to know, what are you doing differently now with everything that's happening? Have you sort of increased your savings? Have you done something different? Are you buying new stocks or something like that? Leave a comment below around what you're doing this month to make sure that you feel safe and secure. I'd love to chat more about that. That's going to wrap up this video. I'll be sure to report back with how things are going throughout the month. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. It does help our little channel out. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and click that red subscribe button so you can see all of our content in your newsfeed as soon as it's published. You can find me over on Instagram at @amanwiththeplans. I'm always there doing some stories every now and again, which are usually pretty funny. You can find me over on Facebook at @amanwiththeplans as well. I hope you guys have a great month of April, and I hope you are staying safe out there. And just know that we're all in this together. While we might not be physically together, I really do appreciate each and every one of you and this community that we've built here. The planner community in general has been so welcoming and comforting, especially in these types of times, that I just want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, because I am all by myself out here, and I do feel like it's been really, really nice to know that I have this like little internet family that I can turn to and talk about and relax and chat with. So thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, planner friends.